the date rape drug. We've all heard about it. And today we're going to share with you someone's experience on our show today. I'm Grace, and you're watching Grace Knows. Today on our show, our guest is a college student, and her name is Carmisha, and she was the victim of the date rape drug. Thank you for joining us on the show today, Carmisha.
Thanks, I'm glad to be here.
I'm so glad we could have you. And I know this is a very, very difficult and sensitive topic.
Yeah, it can be difficult at times, but I just want people out there to really understand the seriousness of this drug, you know? It's real. It doesn't just happen to people in movies.
And could you please tell us about what happened on that night?
Yeah, so I was new to the college town. It was my freshman year, and I really didn't know anyone besides my roommate. So one day I decided to go to the dining hall, and I meet this really cute guy. His name was Jeff, and he invites me to this party that he and his friends are throwing. So of course, I suggested my roommate that we should go, and she's the one who drove us there. So when we get there, it's this really huge house, and then people are just dancing and having a good time. And then this guy offers some drinks. And then that's when I saw Jeff, and I wandered off with him, and
You what, Carmisha?
That's the last vivid thing that I can remember. I mean, I still have flashbacks of bits and pieces of things, but that's about it.
How did you guys get home that night?
Well, here's the good part of the story, Grace.
Do tell.
I woke up in my bed, and I literally had the worst hangover ever.
I hope that wasn't the best part of your story.
No, not the hangover part. The fact that we were home safe. My roommate said she ran around looking for me, and then when she finally found me, she saw that Jeff was taking care of me.
When did you realize, Carmisha, that you were not just, in fact, just not drunk?
Well, ironically, the next day in my health class, my professor was going over the side effects of the date rape drug. And then that's when I realized I was roofied,
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm so sorry to hear that, you were roofied or drugged. And, but back to Jeff. He's the one who took you home, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever get in contact with him or thank him for his deed?
Yeah, the next day I tried to reach out to him, but he just said you're welcome and just kind of vanished. Like, that's weird. I don't know.
Well, that is weird. And actually, we have another guest today on our show. Everyone, please welcome Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So we hear that, or so I have heard, that you're this hero of the story. Could you please tell us your side?
Me and my friends were having this party, and every year, we scout out new people to invite, and I saw Carmisha, and, I thought she was cute, so I invited her, and at the party, I saw her on the dance floor, and she was just really, really buzzed. And eventually we ended up upstairs together, and she was all over me, and it was cool at first, but I just couldn't do it. So eventually I calmed her down, and she passed out, and I covered her up, and that's when her roommate came in, and I took them both home and called it a night.
Well, that was really kind of you, Jeff. Really gentlemanly thing to do.
Yeah.
But what is this big secret that you wanted to reveal to Carmisha today?
I am actually the one that roofied you.
You what? How could you?
I'm just really ashamed of it, and my friends forced me into it, essentially, but I just felt really, really bad, and that's why I didn't really communicate with you further anymore. It's just because I felt awful about myself.
I honestly don't know what to think or to say about you. You could have said something earlier.
That's the main reason I came on the show anyway, was because I wanted to get the message out that this happens to people, and you didn't deserve that. Nobody deserves that, and you always need to be aware of your surroundings when you, especially when you go to parties. Like, people are always out there looking to take advantage of you.
Mm. Well, thank you so much, Jeff, for telling us this big secret. And Carmisha, after learning about this, what do you have to say to our audience or anyone out there?
Just always have someone with you and be careful of your surroundings.
Mm-hmm. And do you have any other friends who've experienced this before?
No, I think I'm the first, and I wouldn't want to put nobody through that.
Mm-hmm. Jeff, after this, what have you learned?
Just this is a thing that really happens. Like she said, it's not something that just happens in the movies, and it's a real thing, and you just need to always be aware of your surroundings.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you, both of you, for coming on our show. I'm Grace, and this is Grace Knows.